this is John Piper with the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 18th of March. I'm starting with Bitcoin as usual. We saw the low down here back in November, around 15,460. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1, A, B, C for wave 2. Well, we then saw a solid 5-0 advance there for 1 of 3. I was thinking we were going to see an A, a B and a C, but that didn't happen. And we've gone shooting up instead in what is a third of a third. Let me just amend the count on the chart. Okay, this now becomes a 1 wave. This is a 2 wave. That's a bit lower, so sorry about that. The buying opportunity down here would have been very nice, I think, because I think this could be a very substantial move. And we're in the third of a third now. It looks like a big change is coming on the equities too, I think. I think we're going to see some big down moves, as I've been saying, in fact, on the equities, with a possible fast action coming in on Monday. We'll look at the charts in a minute, obviously, but I think this will continue for some time to come, and it's showing its intent in the speed of this move and the speed here as well. I'd expect this move eventually to take us to new all-time highs for Bitcoin, so I think over 100,000 is probably quite a possible target for this particular move, but a bit premature to be saying that perhaps, but that's what I'd expect. That's what Ethereum looks like. Ditto really, we've got the ABC down to here, 5's up to here, there's a 1, a rather short 2 as with Bitcoin, and now off we go again. I suppose it's possible this could actually be a sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. I rather doubt that, but it's perhaps worth bearing in mind. If they're on board, one way to join a market move like this is to actually just take quite small positions, maybe with quite long stops, so a small, say just £1 a point, or even less than £1 a point perhaps, but it's something that just allows you to get on board and just keep adding, which keeps your risk quite low, and it's quite a relaxed way of trading, in fact. But anyway, just a suggestion if that's if you want to get on board without risking your normal, because the stops are too far away or whatever. Have a look at gold. Anything really. I think probably the third's continuing. This is like a third of a third to me. And again, I'm expecting fast action come next week, so I think this is likely to continue. It could be quite a difficult day for the equities next week, I think, on Monday and Tuesday after options expiry, because as I mentioned before, once positions expire, traders need to reinstate those positions, which can cause a lot of trading going through in one direction, which can push the market very quickly, as we've seen a few times in the past after expiry. I mean, the 87 crash is ingrained in my memory. It's my first, I think it was my first month trading or something. Anyway, sort of baptism of fire, I guess. But I probably said about 10,000 times before. Anyway, gold looking pretty good, and I would expect this to continue again. And I think we're probably put in the acceleration phase now. All right, silver the same. The counts. Again, the count may need to be adjusted. It's maybe the third wave coming in now, perhaps, but it's going up. I think. We'll again put it the third of a third. In fact, not as dramatic as gold, but I think it will probably catch up. And looking very positive. So again, all four of these markets are doing what I expected them to do, other than the fact that I thought we'd see a bigger correction on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but looking good going forwards. Right, well, turning to FTSE, it's rather like a sort of black and white minstrel show, perhaps, with all the first four markets all looking very, very positive. And we get the equities all looking very, very negative. So we had the all-time peak here, irregular peak here, 1, 2, and now we're in the third wave. It's actually gone beyond the wave 5. I mean, that could be a 2, I suppose. It could be 1, 2. It could be 1 of 3 down to here, maybe a 2 of 3, and now the third of a third coming in. I mean, I could be wrong about fast action on Monday. I mean, obviously these things don't always work out, but it does seem quite likely we're going to see quite a sharp fall, I think. So this could be the third of a third coming in rather quickly after this very small correction. Let's see what the alternative counts there. Well, the third wave could be extending, so we could see it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and a third of a third coming in for wave 3, in fact, before 4 and 5 comes in. That's probably my preferred count, because we have actually gone lower, in fact, below the wave 5. Let me just put them on the chart. I don't really go on the chart very easily because the 1's down here and then the 2 is, so you can't see the third of that anyway. So I've just put the text in, third of a third down, which I think is quite a likely thing to happen from this point. Obviously a sell-off on yesterday is a sort of indication of what might be to come. 200 points, not huge, but a fairly largish move, which is in keeping what's been going on before here. Right, the DAX also seen 5 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this would suggest A, B, and a C. I think we're going to go down, as I've been saying. It looks more likely, but if we start to rally, then a target around here is indicated. Would be the 4th wave peak, roughly. A equals C would be in this kind of area, and the fibs probably match as well. But I think we are going to go down, so I could be wrong, of course. Always possible, but slight divergence in the pattern on this market. Now seeing the 1 wave down, we discussed that, 5 waves down, ABC for 2, hitting the 50% level quite neatly. Then we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 of 3, regular ABC 2 of 3, I think is now peaked, and this is the third of a third coming in, I believe. Which I expect to accelerate come next week. So third of a third imminent, which I said I think a few days ago. The chart pattern certainly sort of confirms that wave count. I mean, alternatively, we could see perhaps a bigger C wave, I suppose, but we've already seen the ABC, so there's no need for that. So I think next leg down coming in is the most obvious count here. Right, NASDAQ also raises a few question marks. This is the irregular peak. We saw an actual higher level there, but I think this is the final 5th wave, as it were. 5 waves down for 1, ABC for 2. But I then got 5 waves down again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then it's been taken out by this quite substantial rally. I did say third of third imminent down, last report on Thursday, but obviously we've gone up instead. I still think we're going down, but this does raise questions. I mean, it's this is divergent. I mean, I think probably the count is actually this is a wave 2 here. So we've got an A, B, C for 2, and that this is the third wave coming in now, but there's no real confirmation of that at this point in time. I think care is required coming on Monday morning. It's worth looking at the markets fairly early, I suggest, because it could be a fairly dramatic move, really. But I say that this chart is another question mark. Please feel free to write in at all. I mean, I think this could be a fairly important sort of time. So, if you have any questions, please send me an email or have a chat if that would be helpful. Because it's I think we could see something quite, thankfully, quite unusual coming in next week. That's all today. If you found it useful, back to the report on Tuesday. I might do a sort of special update on Mondays, depending on what actually happens. If I feel the need. I mean, if it sort of conforms to my expectations, there's probably no real great point. But I will sort of, if I think there is a point, I will certainly do something later in the day, probably. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.